Hey, everybody, and welcome. This is Good to Know. I'm your host, Lindsay Boach. Well, 2020 hasn't exactly been a walk in the park, but the key to getting through it is finding creative solutions with an upbeat attitude. Just like Florida entrepreneur Tim Heilman, he's found the key to staying healthy.
So it is a contactless solution for your keychain to safely open doors and touch keypads while out in public.
What do you call it?
The COVID key.
Of course. Tim makes them on his 3D printer and started selling packs of them.
I couldn't see myself going out without it now.
A creative solution and new business. Proof that by working together and being creative, we can get through this together. And isn't that good to know?
I adopted the slogan, don't give up, don't give up, don't ever give up.
Show the world there are positive things and people out there doing things to help the community.
And they really help keep us going, and that's the reason we're here.
Just come and expect to have fun and learn and pass that on to other people.
Just focus on the present. You focus on what you can be thankful for.
It just lets the possibilities flow free.
Today, we are celebrating positive people who have really made a difference during this global pandemic, from creative business owners to people just trying to do good in their own communities. And we start in Florida with a woman who shows how important it is to share a smile.
I always said, smile can change the world. I just did something little, just small.
Even through this silly-looking mask, Asley Knowles' smile is contagious. But even more, to her hard-of-hearing customers at a Publix in Vero Beach, it's life-changing.
The other day, there was one other customer. She said she's teaching sign language, and she started crying. She said, I cannot believe it. You are just like holding my heart like on your hands now. You are touching my soul. It's so amazing, she said.
Asley noticed the struggle right when mask wearing became mandatory.
Every time they come to my register or they ask me a question, I have to pull off my mask and talk with them. I don't want to put anyone in danger.
So Asley came across Brian Travers, a man in Broward County who relied on lip reading for the last 10 years until his recent cochlear implant surgery. But right before that, while trying to pick up laptops for his daughter's virtual schooling, he just felt defeated, unable to communicate with any school staff wearing masks. He went home, his wife taught him to sew, and he came up with this design. The orders and message requests, they are endless. But Asley's stood out.
She basically just said, I want people comfortable in this time to come in to this store. And if they don't see anything else other than my smile, my job is done. That just floored me personally.
He made and mailed her this green one to match her uniform. But he also mailed a letter to her boss, making sure they know what an incredible frontline worker they have in their store.
When I see the letter, I just start crying because it's like, I don't know, it was like the most touching things I ever read, and I was not expecting anything.
And another letter came to us from a customer so moved by Asley's positivity.
Very, very tough times, and that's why I emailed you and said, listen, we're in real grim times, and this woman has gone the extra mile, and I feel she really needs recognition and to show the world there are positive things and people out there doing things to help the community, and please jump on board, people.
We're gonna get through this together. We just need to keep smiling, put our mask on, and wash our hands.
Talk about keeping your mouth zipped. Check out these masks. They have a zipper.
It's just really easy because you can just unzip it, you can sip through your straw, and that way you don't have to worry about taking it on and off.
When Florida costume designer Sarah Lord's shows were canceled for 2020, she got to work right away on these magnificent masks.
So it gives me a chance to create and design and work with fabrics because that's what I would normally be doing.
Great solution, Sarah. Now let's hope people don't forget to zip up. Golf, anyone? In Ohio, there's a man who's back on the course
after a miraculous recovery.
When Gary Campbell left UC Westchester in May, his care team clapped him out. That moment capped off a 45-day COVID stay in the hospital and began what was supposed to be a long recovery at home. But look at him now. The golf swing's back, and he recently put down more than 100 bags of mulch in the yard he loves.
Well, in May, he was a patient. Now he's back to being a person.
His wife says his progress has exceeded expectations. She chalks it up to his determination.
I adopted the slogan, don't give up, don't give up, don't ever give up.
And the fact he's so thankful he made it through such a tough time. This was Gary right after he got home. At UC, he had spent 25 days on a ventilator, and doctors had given him just a slim shot at survival.
Now I'm about as good as new for somebody that's almost 77.
He says his partner of more than 5 decades is one of the big reasons. She called him every night he was in the hospital. Even when he was unconscious, nurses held the phone to his ear.
At the darkest moments, she was working with the doctors. They even admitted that her help was immeasurable in saving my life.
He gives the most credit to you.
I'm a pusher.
And now they're pushing toward future plans. They know it wouldn't have been possible without UC Westchester. They're grateful for the care he received there. It's why they returned last week to show the doctors and the nurses the result of their medical TLC.
I wanted them to meet him, and I wanted to see the gentleman that they fought and cared for so hard for, to see them and look them in the eye and say thank you.
And Father, we give you glory for Mr. Campbell's health.
In the masked reunion, elbow bumps took the place of hugs, but they were no less heartfelt.
And so when I went back, I wanted to say thank you personally to each one that was there that could make it Monday. And I sincerely meant that. I wish I could help others, so I'm hoping this video will do that, saying you can beat this, you can survive.
This is day 8 of my Corona journal.
Back in March, from her bedroom in Long Island.
I'm on day 11 of having COVID-19.
Diana Barrett documents her fight with COVID-19.
I can't say that's the very first person to get COVID in my county, but I was among the first.
And with that, she says, came great responsibility.
To really change the shape of the future of science and the understanding of this virus through us, through survivors who have antibodies in our blood.
She created what's called Survivor Corps, their website and online hub for COVID-19 survivors across the country, connecting them with research institutions so their blood and convalescent plasma can be used to find a vaccine or treatment.
Look, I saved lives today, people. I saved lives.
Barron donating 8 times and inspiring thousands on the Facebook page she created to do the same.
To be diagnosed with it was the scariest moment of my life.
Like Tracy Eisen, a nurse living in North Phoenix who tested positive for the virus in April. She first joined the group to find support.
It did feel at the time like there was a stigma. I went in and I immediately posted and I got just so much support. I can't thank them enough. Strangers really came to my aid.
Now recovered, Eisen says she's donated plasma every week since May.
My hope is that I am helping to save some lives.
But some,
a lot of people had it early on and are having relapses like I am.
Like Glendale resident Lotus Moreno, are still fighting. Moreno says she tested positive for the antibodies, but her COVID-like symptoms have returned. The group, now also a place for those like her in the midst of a long-lasting battle to find relief.
And to be able to go in and talk to people who are going through it has been just a complete mindset change to where you just don't feel so isolated.
There's so much more that's good to know, including the secret to keeping a 169-year-old country store up and running.